Hey there, fellow curious minds. Welcome back to Watch Tally. You know what absolutely blows my mind? When something that seems so ordinary on the surface turns out to have this whole secret world of wealth beneath it. And guys, the Vatican? Oh my goodness! We all know the Vatican as the headquarters of the Catholic Church, right? That tiny independent state within Rome. But what most people don't realize is that it's sitting on a treasure trove that would make even the wealthiest billionaires do a double take. Today, we're diving into the 5 most insanely expensive things owned by the Vatican that will seriously make your job. And trust me, number 1, I literally couldn't believe it when I first found out. Plus, stick around till the very end, because I've got a mind-blowing bonus fact about the Vatican that almost nobody knows about. Let's get into it. 5. The Vatican Secret Archives coming in at number 5. We have something straight out of a conspiracy theorist's dream, the Vatican Secret Archives. Officially renamed the Vatican Apostolic Archives in 2019, because secret was too on the nose. Apparently, this place is basically the world's most exclusive library. Only qualified scholars with specific research goals can enter, and get this, they can only view 3 documents per day. Talk about playing hard to get. This underground bunker houses letters from Michelangelo, Henry VIII's divorce request that launched the English Reformation, and my personal favorite, the 1521 papal bull excommunicating Martin Luther that literally split Christianity. There's even a letter from Mary, Queen of Scots, written the night before her execution. But the wildest part, in 2012, an entire section of these archives about Pope Pius XII's actions during World War II was finally unsealed after 75 years of being locked away. Historians are still unpacking the bombshell revelations about the Vatican's dealings during the Holocaust. Oh, and they have an actual letter from Lucrezia Borgia, yes, that Borgia family of notorious poisoners who infiltrated the papacy. When a single document from these archives rarely appears at auction, it sells for over $100,000. The entire collection. We're talking billions upon billions. 4. The Sistine Chapel. At number 4, we have what might be the world's most expensive ceiling. And no, I'm not talking about some billionaire's gold-plated penthouse. I'm talking about the Sistine Chapel. Here's the tea. Michelangelo hated this job. He wrote angry letters calling himself a prisoner to this terrible Pope Julius II, who forced him to paint it. He wasn't even a painter. He was a sculptor who got dragged into this project. And for 4 years, he worked lying on his back on scaffolding 60 feet in the air, with paint constantly dripping into his eyes and mouth. The most mind-blowing part, when it was finished in 1512, people immediately started complaining that there were too many naked people in it. One cardinal called it a bathroom of nudes and demanded fig leaves be added. After Michelangelo died, another artist named Daniele da Volterra, nicknamed the Underwear Maker, was hired to paint over the private parts. Insurance experts valued it at $780 million in 2004, but art historians now say $2 to $3 billion is more accurate. And get this, Vatican officials confirmed the chapel brings in roughly $50,000 per hour during peak tourist season. That's over $400,000 every single day from one room. All right, friends, if your mind is blown already, do me a quick favor and smash that like button. And if you're new here, what are you waiting for? Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss out on our fascinating deep dives. I'm serious when I say the top 3 items on this list are even more incredible than what you've seen so far. And that bonus fact at the end, it's something that shocked even me when I discovered it. And I've been researching the Vatican for years. Drop a comment below with what you think might be number 1 on our list. I'd love to see if anyone can guess it. 3. The Vatican Library Collection at number 3. We're talking about books that make your first edition Harry Potter look like yesterday's newspaper, the Vatican Library's manuscript collection. First, they have the actual Codex Vaticanus Bible from 325 to 350 AD, so ancient that scholars have to use ultraviolet light to read parts of it. When a single page from a similar Bible sold at auction in 2018, it went for $320,000. This entire manuscript, priceless, but that's just the start. They also own Emperor Frederick III's personal book from 1468, complete with gold stars and his handwritten notes in the margins. And the real showstopper, Henry VIII's love letters to Anne Boleyn, which he sent while begging the Pope for a divorce from his first wife. Talk about awkward reading material for the Vatican. The craziest part, in 2010, the Vatican Library found a completely unknown manuscript by Aristotle that had been mislabeled for centuries. Imagine just finding a lost work by one of history's greatest philosophers sitting on your shelf. Insurance experts estimate that just the top 5% of these manuscripts would be worth over $5 billion. The entire collection. Experts say economically immeasurable, basically finance speak for, if you have to ask, you can't afford it. And get this, they're so protective of these treasures that researchers are watched by KTV cameras and must use electronic cards that track their movements. During WWII, the Vatican hid the most valuable manuscripts inside the Pope's personal bedroom, the one place they believed Hitler wouldn't dare bomb. 2. The Vatican Bank's hidden gold reserves at number 2. We have the thing they really don't want you to know about. The Vatican Bank's gold reserves. Founded in 1942 during World War II, the Vatican Bank isn't even called a bank officially. Its actual name is the Institute for the Works of Religion, which sounds way less like we handle billions in assets and more like we hold bake sales for charity. Financial investigators believe the Vatican holds between 50 to 55 tons of gold in ultra-secure vaults beneath Vatican City. At today's prices, that's over $4.2 billion in gold alone. For comparison, that's more gold than the reserves of Australia, Saudi Arabia, or the United Kingdom. But here's where it gets wild. In 2013, Vatican financial authorities seized $23 million from Vatican bank accounts and froze over $10 million more in assets as part of a massive money laundering investigation. Pope Francis actually had to create a whole new ministry just to clean up the bank's reputation. And the most jaw-dropping part, unlike every other bank in the developed world, the Vatican Bank doesn't participate in international banking transparency agreements. They literally answer to no one but the Pope himself. Their exact holdings remain one of the best-kept financial secrets on the planet, with former bank presidents taking the real numbers to their graves. 1. The Vatican's insane global real estate empire. And now, for our mind-blowing number 1, the Vatican's absolutely ridiculous real estate portfolio that makes your Monopoly board look like child's play. In 2022, an incredible Vatican financial scandal broke when journalists discovered that the Vatican Secretariat of State had used $200 million in donations meant for the poor to instead purchase ultra-luxury real estate in London's exclusive Sloane Square. The property flip went so badly that the Vatican lost over $100 million, leading to an unprecedented criminal trial of a sitting cardinal, the first in modern Vatican history. But that embarrassing deal, just a teeny drop in their property ocean. The Catholic Church controls approximately 715,000 properties across 6 continents. Their holdings cover about 177 million acres. That's larger than the entire country of France. In Rome alone, they own over 900 churches and 2,300 historic palazzos. On Manhattan's Madison Avenue, they own a skyscraper worth over $75 million that collects millions in annual rent. In Paris, they own shopping complexes. In Germany, they're literally the country's second largest employer after the government. The craziest part. In 2019, an investigation by the Financial Times estimated the Vatican's real estate empire at between $40 to $70 billion, but they couldn't get an exact figure because much of it is held through complex shell companies and offshore accounts. And get this, in 1984, the Vatican signed an agreement with the Italian government making all their Italian properties tax-exempt. That's right. The world's largest private property owner pays 0 property taxes on thousands of Italian buildings, saving them billions every year. Alright, you absolute legends who stuck around till the end. As promised, here's your mind-melting bonus that'll make your brain explode. The Vatican secretly owns a demon hunting school. I'm dead serious. In 2005, the Vatican officially re-established their exorcism training program at the Pontifical Regina Apostolorum University in Rome, where Catholic priests learn to battle what they consider legitimate demonic possessions. In 2018, they had so many requests for exorcisms that they had to hold an emergency training course for 250 priests from 50 countries. According to Father Cesar Trucchi, their chief exorcist, exorcism requests have tripled to nearly 500,000 cases annually in Italy alone. The Vatican's official exorcism manual. Yes, they have an actual manual called De Exorcismis et Supplicationibus Quaebestum, on exorcisms and certain supplications, was updated in 2014 with new guidelines that include not mistaking psychiatric issues for possession, but also lists specific signs I consider evidence of demonic activity. The wildest part, In 2014, the Vatican formally recognized the International Association of Exorcists as an official Catholic organization with legal status under canon law. These aren't underground ghost hunters, these are Vatican-approved demon fighters with their own professional association. Even Pope Francis regularly talks about the devil as a real entity, not just a symbol. In 2018, he praised exorcists for fighting the devil's works, and in a leaked 2020 transcript, he warned a group of priests that the devil is not a myth, but a reality you must face. So while everyone thinks the Vatican just deals with old relics and prayers, they're literally training an army of priests to fight what they believe are actual demons walking among us. And there you have it, friends, the top 5 insanely expensive things owned by the Vatican, plus that mind-blowing bonus fact about their astronomical research. If you enjoyed this deep dive, you know what to do. Hit that like button, share this video with a friend who loves fascinating facts, and of course subscribe to Watch Tally for more incredible content just like this. Let me know in the comments which of these Vatican treasures surprised you the most, or what other institutions you'd like us to explore next. This is Watch Tally, where curiosity never ends. See you in the next one.